As you can see up here on the mountainside, this mountain is called Doddabetta, which means high mountain. It is actually the highest point in Ooty. I believe it's one of the highest points here in Tamil Nadu province. But we're on the distance, you can see way up there, that's the tea factory. All around here in the distance, you can see the city, town of Ooty, and once we get up there, you'll get a much better view. The view is spectacular up there. You can see also here, there's quite a bit of agriculture. These are carrots that are being grown, and I guess over here there are flowers, and here on the hillside there's a lot of potatoes. Like over here, for instance, you see potatoes growing. But this area up on the hillside is actually quite exclusive. There are quite a few resorts and guest houses, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of construction. But this is extremely valuable property, believe it or not. That section of land up there is owned by the person who owns the home that we're living in. But anyhow, we'll be walking up towards the tea factory there this morning, and we'll get to see. You've already seen in the earlier video where the tea is produced. This factory, which technology goes back 100 years or more, you can see how the tea is actually processed. It's quite interesting. It's a major tourist destination. The traffic coming up the mountainside to this place is crazy, as you'll soon see. Yeah, right. And finally the tea comes into the dryer, which is this large rotating tubular device here. We're just finishing the tour of the highest elevation tea factory in India. This is just right up the hill from behind where I live. We want everything else to do because the power was out. We decided to come up here. Obviously they have their own generators here, so they don't have a power problem. Very interesting. I never thought this much mechanization went into production of tea, but it's certainly not surprising.
Goes into the dryer.
Right. Here's, like I said, package it, grade it. Next thing, we'll have to drink some before this is all said and done. Yeah, here's the tea grater. Grades the different, and here's where you can buy tea and try some. And you can see here, the view from the tea factory is pretty. Yeah, I want to try some tea here. View from the tea factory. And, okay, and here's where we have some tea right here. Day wouldn't be complete without tea. Pretty cool, huh? And here we are, we're going to visit the chocolate factory now, having seen the manufactured tea. You can see this is the entire, we're up at the top of the hill, a little further down of where I live. We walked up here this morning. But you can see the view from here is pretty spectacular. This is the city of Ooty here in the distance. And off to the right, you can see the hills where they're growing tea. Everywhere around here, there is tea is being grown. So, very interesting. Well, here we are at the end of the tour with Srinivasan, and here over on the other hill is another tea factory. This one, well, I guess I don't want to get run over here. There's no guardrail. You can see down here in the way down the valley, way down the hill, there's a gray home way in the distance. That's where we're staying. Uh-oh. And see here. But this is a really popular tourist destination. People come from all over South India to visit this place, this tea factory. We just went through it, and very, very interesting. I mean, you can drink tea your whole life and never know how it's manufactured. And we were just treated to the details of that. All right, well, let's head on down the hill. At least we're walking downhill now and not up. Well, we're walking on the road back down to where we were. Over here, we're just coming up from the tea factory. This is Doddabetta, which means the highest peak. This is the highest peak in South India right here. I don't know, maybe it's 8,000 feet. Not that high, but relatively speaking. Geologically, this mountain chain is very, very old. And this is the road we walked up. But very interesting trip. And of course, there was the tea factory up there. So, and you can see, you know, almost all of Ooty from here. All right, let's continue on down the road.